Disclaimer, I have not opened my Bible since I have left the church. Well, I've cracked it open, but I have not opened it within my heart with the fervent search for truth and knowledge with which I once did in my younger years in Sunday school. I could give 3 different intellectual and mentalism interpretations, but now starting from beginning from scratch, and some things it feels like you're at a setback disadvantage, but really my eye and my heart chakra is more open now than ever, stepping forward, working in these energies with Thoth and I am Hotep and such energies. I say that to say this. The first scripture I turned to was Genesis 18 verses 8 through 9. I was reading about Sodom and Gomorrah, where Lot and the 2 angels visited him. They stayed with his family. The inhabitants of the city wanted to do carnal things with them, and so they blinded them so they could not see the door or find this door. And then God led them out into this island called Zoar, emphasis on Zoar, because he wanted them to go to the mountains, but they wanted to not just survive just to survive in the vast land. They went to Zoar. Now, up on first glance, I'm not reaching for anything. I just see the higher angels as higher thoughts and ideas, and as they enter into your heart chakra, where be it your other thoughts and inhabitants of your shadow self want to enter and want to corrupt them, because they are seen as like, what are you doing down here? We don't go up there. So this is the importance of the spectrum of the yin and the yang, the yang and the yin. And so Lot offered up his 2 daughters to, and this to me is offering up your 2 emotions, offering up your desires, offering up or devaluing the matriarchal intuitive archetype for these 2 mental constructs. But the mental constructs understand the balance and the polarity, so they were like, no. So they made people blind so that they cannot find, not only could they not enter, they cannot find the starting point. And the starting point is away from that land of destruction, from ego, of Zoar, by definition, the little land, the insignificant land. But it was spared. It was humble beginnings. It was a land of isolation. So when you are leaving your ego and you settle on, the gratitude, of the smallest things, it takes a lot of work to go into the minute details. So Zoar, that land. And so here are the definitions of, Kabbalistic teachings and esoteric teachings and definitions of Zoar. And that's the message, the great message that I got from just that verse alone, with them fleeing, Sodom and Gomorrah. Because a lot of times the God or the demiurge wants you to just, you feel like your higher self is just like, okay, you have all this land and abundance and opportunity, but you should start small. It's always going to go back to community. That's why Mercury rules the 3rd house of the number 3 in community, because that's where you get the microcosm, the microcosm, and then you expand to the macrocosm to start your own land. All right, thank y'all.